Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sportsbet TV with me, Paul Alster. I hope you're doing really well on this rather chilly Friday afternoon when I'm recording this message for you. If you happen to be discovering this YouTube channel for the very first time, please press the subscribe button below the screen and then you'll be able to get my free selections whenever they're posted. I try and find horses for you at as decent price as possible, more often than not nice, solid each way prices and sometimes very big each way prices. And on balance, things tend to go very much in our favour. And it's a case of playing the longer game. I'm not trying to go in for the quick kill and back horses at even money in 11 or 10 and then flag them up as being such a great tipster. We can all do those. I'm looking for horses that maybe the bookies might not have cottoned on to quite so easily. Well, there were two selections last week, and as they came to the last at Musselburgh, I thought that Lucas Tipple was coming to win his race, but unfortunately it took a perler of a fall. I'm happy to report both the horse and jockey were okay, but I'm afraid that was the one that got away. The other runner was Grand Geste, who for a long way looked as if he was going to be bang there, but just got very tired at Sandown. We needed him to finish in the first three for the each-way money, and Sans Law, of course, he finished fourth, which was, again, a little unfortunate. So last Saturday, things didn't go our way. I've got one selection for you this Saturday. It's going to be at Newbury, but I've got four already posted over on my Patreon subscription service at Out in Front. And there'll also be more selections coming on Sunday. If you're interested in joining up, and remember, we're starting to close in on the Cheltenham Festival, where it's going to be a real bonanza, I'm hoping, then you can consider joining us by clicking on the link in the description box just below this screen. And it's a really good value. If you don't fancy signing up for the value at a whole month, you can go day by day, just whenever you fancy having an investment just for a fiver. You can sign up and just get a day's access. That's your choice. But much better value is the £25 a month Patreon membership at Out in Front. Well, I'll leave you to consider that. And while you're considering it, let me tell you about the horse I fancy at a big price on Saturday at Newbury. Now, of course, we've seen on Newbury on Friday, it's been pretty grim conditions. And not at Newbury, but across the south of England. And they're expecting plenty of rain. There's going to be plenty of rain about. So although they're saying it's good to soft in places, I think it's going to be proper soft ground at least. And the 3-mile handicap hurdle at Newbury at 150 attracts 12 runners who are going to really have to be at peak fitness and have the will to win if they're going to get home over the 3 miles. And it is such an open race. They're betting 5-1 the field in this 12-runner contest. And Haiti Couleur for Rebecca Curtis is the marginal early market leader with most firms. Having won 4 of its last 5 starts, a horse who's been a tremendous money spinner for connections. It won a maiden and a novice hurdle at the end of last season. Then, after finishing a good second on its chasing bow at Chepstow in a handicap in October, he's won well over fences at both Aintree and Cheltenham. He has no stamina dance, but has gone up £13 so far this season since switching to fences, and now runs off that same £13 higher mark back over hurdles. So in my view, he has to prove that he's improved just as much over timber as he has over fences. And that, of course, as you will know if you follow the sport, is not always the case. They're very different disciplines. Vying for favouritism are both Up for Parole and Shut Up Shirley. Up for Parole, trained by Jamie Snowden, followed a solid second on heavy ground to Henry II at Sandown on his seasonal return, with a good win over 3 miles on soft ground at Foss Last 4 weeks ago. He's up £6, but Up for Parole, I think, should still be competitive. Shut Up Shirley, trained by Robert Walford, is on a 4-timer, but his latest win came 2 years after his previous successes. It was a brilliant training performance by Robert Walford after a 2-year absence to send Shut Up Shirley out to win last time, but he's gone up £8 for that. It was a lower level. It was just 6 weeks ago. There's always the fear of a possible bounce factor in this tougher race. Paul Nicholls' Kruger Park, Magical King for Stuart Edmonds, and Tiny Tetley for Philip Hobbs and Johnson White have all run creditably of late without managing to score, while the decent chaser Ballygriffin Cottage could be worth noting for any market support on his debut for the Harry Derham stable. He wears blinkers for the first time and switches back to hurdles for the first time in nearly 2 years. There's no doubt he stays and he handles the ground, so maybe the change of scene with a new handler might put a spring in his step, but it's a big question mark. My selection then, well, I've taken the view that in what is a very open contest, there could be some value in supporting the 4 Sixes, who is trained by Ollie Murphy and ridden by James Bowen, a trainer and a jockey, both having really good seasons. This horse was formerly trained by Ollie Murphy's old boss, Gordon Elliott, out in Ireland, and he made a winning start for Ollie Murphy when he scored at Wetherby on Boxing Day 2023 on soft ground over 2 miles 5 furlongs. He returned to Wetherby on his next 2 starts after that and ran well again to be placed on both occasions prior to taking a heavy fall when leading at Ascot in March last year. He recovered to run a cracker at the Ayr Scottish National meeting last season in April, leading at the last, only to be mowed down by a back-to-form punter Deleste on the run-in, but that was still an excellent effort from the 4 Sixes. Now, Connections decided to switch to fences this season, but things just haven't worked out as planned. After more than 7 months off, he weakened before the home turn at Kempton over an inadequate 2¼ miles on good ground and was pulled up before 2 out. And he may have needed the run, but the ground, I think, was more of an issue. They upped him to 3 miles on soft ground at Wetherby's Christmas meeting. He was 4 lengths up and seemingly going strongly when he blundered an unseated rider 5 out at the last on the far side. So things just haven't worked out for this horse over fences, and sometimes that's just the way it goes. So Ollie Murphy has taken the decision to switch the 4 Sixes back to timber, and I'm hoping that decision is going to make the 4 Sixes a happier horse. And over this trip, with plenty of give in the ground, I think he should go well at the 20-1 offered each way at the time of this recording for 4 places with Bet 365. The 4 Sixes is my choice at a big price on Saturday in that 150 race at Newbury. Remember, if you're looking for other suggestions for Saturday, you can check out my views on the other races across 4 different meetings on Saturday at Out in Front, the link for which is in the description box below this screen. But for now, that's it for this weekend. Stay warm, stay dry. I'll be back same time next week. Best of luck.